Court, a lot of people drink Jack Daniels, right? And I would bet that they have no idea who's behind Jack Daniels, what hard working, what value we put behind it. So would you please give us a little bit of background on the Brown-Forman family?
Well, it was started by my great grandfather, George Garvey Brown, and he was a pharmaceutical sales rep. And he recognized a void in the market for a consistently high quality product that consumers could trust. And he just took the initiative to do it himself. And ever since then, everything we've done with the same values in mind. I would also say that, when COVID hit, Brown-Forman's knee-jerk reaction wasn't how can we benefit from this? It was what can we do? So overnight, we changed the distilleries over from manufacturing beverage alcohol to manufacturing cleaning and sanitizing alcohol, which we've been providing to hospitals and healthcare professionals around the country for free. The guidances for the private equity firms that I work with are not restricted to a specific industry because we're dealing with our own money. So it's different. We're more flexible. We're more agile. So we're kind of all over the place. But in the last 4 years, we have really been keying on technology, media, digital entertainment, communications, and quality of life products and services.
It's interesting when you think about what makes a company desirable during this horrible period of time. I think we need to think in terms of consciousness. We need to think in terms of impact. We need to think that each one of us is a gatekeeper to the future generations, and that is a fiduciary responsibility. Rod and I take that very seriously, and we want to make sure that we not only entertain, but as we entertain, we focus on integrity and on quality, and we take our viewer on a tour around entertainment, around documentaries, around places of distinction that they may have never seen, both historical and current. And we find these incredible artists that otherwise nobody would ever know about. And we feature them because fashion is not just the brand names. It's something much more than that. It's a language. And the language is that art, music, fashion, and film are the universal language for unity.
When COVID hit, I pivoted my company. We ran directly into the fire of COVID to make sure that we can survive. We gave birth to the product called SYMPTOMSENSE, and now the world is leading a pathway to our doorsteps, and we're having a fun time doing it. The product we set out to do was to be able to give the world the highest level of confidence when you walk into a building or to an arena or to every place you want to go, that when you walk in that place, that you know the people around you are not sick. We've learned earlier on that just scanning for temperature has an 88% miss rate. So if you just want to look at somebody's temperature, that gives you an 88% miss rate. However, now, science and doctors have shown that if you do a multi-layered screening approach like we do, you up the ante to about a 98% success rate of identifying those who are sick.
I've seen a lot of crisis and I've seen a lot of change. It's interesting. As a young girl in the 1980s, I thought a deficit in the billions was scary. We underwrote an enormous amount of money, in my opinion. And now those deficits are in the trillions with maybe not an end in sight. But I learned a lesson as a young girl that it's not the nominal amount of the deficit. It really comes down to a question similar to a mortgage. Can you fund it? And the answer is profoundly yes. I learned something else, Val, in a crisis, which is if you don't change, you're done. And the thing is, I profoundly believe that. if you look, for me, when I look at this pandemic, what it says to me is it's a 5-year accelerant on growth. So take retailing. It took us 5 years to get 15% online. We'll get 15% in a year. The interesting thing is, so I really dissect the verticals and ask myself where the winners are. And one of the biggest winners is technology. And we're not going back to where we were. That is absolutely true. AI to me is as revolutionary as email, but a lot of AI is black box. And black box is not the answer in regulated businesses. MondoBrain is clear box, white box. It is prescriptive AI. We are in a different lane. The lane we're in empowers humans to be brilliant. At the point of decision making, we let you look at 10 billion pieces of data so that you can make that decision. That's the answer to highly regulated businesses.